Yep.
All right, so this is how to actually gut a chicken once it has been in the plucker, all the feathers have been removed. We take the necks off tomorrow when we are actually getting these guys ready to be bagged. So the first thing that I'm going to do is cut the head off so that I can easily remove all of the windpipe and the crop. So I kind of showed you a little bit. I pulled it back so you can actually get in between the vertebrae if that's a problem. All right, next step is removing the feet. We keep the feet for bone broth. You can see there's two ridges here. If you just take your knife and slice between those ridges, you can see, and I'm pushing the leg upwards, you can see where the two joints come together. So then you just take your knife and go between those two joints and it comes right off. So again, just pushing the foot up like this and then slicing between the two joints. And then it just cuts off really easily. So now I'm gonna cut into the cavity. Some people do this a little bit differently, but this is the way that I've found is easiest for me to do. So I'm just gonna pinch the skin here and hold it kind of tight. This is obviously this chicken's vent or butthole. And I'm gonna cut along the side of it. So you can see there's a bone here. So I'm gonna do right between the bone and the vent, and just ever so slightly with the tip of my knife, cut up, and then same on this side. Now I have kind of like a nice little pocket where I'm gonna come and slice all the way upwards, and I have like a little bit of a flap. Now, cutting underneath the vent can be a little bit tricky because there is this intestine, obviously. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to go way down deep on either side, and I'm going to finish cutting this once I actually pull it out. So now that I have the cavity open, I'm going to just kind of take my finger on either side and break through the connective tissue here on both sides. And then once I have that done, you literally just reach inside and grab everything out. It can be helpful if you hook around one of the legs, and you do have to use a little more force than might feel comfortable, but you will just literally rip everything out. The hardest part is going to be the drop, which is this here, and it broke on me. Look at it. And just literally pull everything out. And once I have that done, you can kind of hold it up, and now you can see where the intestine is going out to the vent, and cut down and around it so that I'm not forcing any waste out. Because that can happen if you put pressure on the vent and the intestines. If you cut into it, you will get poop everywhere. Now these are out. We're gonna keep these livers. I'll show you that in a second. But then there's two soft pink organs up here in the front of the cavity. Those are the lungs. You're just gonna reach in, and using your fingers, you'll kind of dig into their ribs basically, and you just pull those out. This is my bucket. And there is one, of course, on either side. That, and then you just kind of scrape anything else that's left in there. This one came out pretty clean. So now the next thing you want to do is the windpipe here, and it can be kind of tricky to do, but you basically, the way that I found it's easiest is if you kind of wrap it around your fingers and then just pull it out. And it looks kind of like a straw or a worm. And then this one, because the crop broke on me, I didn't get it all the way out. Pull it through. And of course, the crop is where their food goes. And then I will, typically it just pulls right out. This one broke. It's still kind of like stuck in here. I'm just gonna push it through the last bit of it. And then I will double check when we actually are bagging these up and giving them a once over tomorrow that I did in fact remove all of it, but I think I got it. So in the last step, oh, here's a little bit of grass from the crop that you can tell they are pasture raised. All right, so then the last part is the oil gland. This is what they use to help preen their feathers. I just you kind of push the tail down a little bit, a little cut on the top, and then one up from the bottom, and you just cut that off. So that's it. Now, I mean, it's a little bit bloody and it's got a neck, but otherwise it looks like a grocery store chicken. So that's it.